You're listening to the President's response to residents in Jagersfontein in the Free State, where they have been speaking to him about concerns around a mining area there where a dam collapsed yesterday. So far, we know that at least 2 people are confirmed to have died. Dozens more still in hospital, homes and other infrastructure also damaged. Eskom, I beg your pardon, was telling us yesterday that power lines were affected. In fact, the President also acknowledged the President of the local mayor. And speaking of the local mayor, there's a post that you may or may not have seen, in fact, online that's been shared, that he made in February of last year, 2021, where he said this. I'll read just a bit of it. He said 10 years ago, the mining company came to Jagersfontein with no water plan for its operation because at the back of its mind, it had concluded that for its operation, it would bribe politicians. That's an allegation that he made in the post on Facebook last year. He said about a few meters away from this non-compliant dam are houses of the masses of our people who are automatically subjected to dangerous conditions. And that's a post that's now been shared widely on social media. People saying that there were warnings more than a year ago that that dam posed a danger, a risk to the local community. Jagersfontein Development, which is the company that owns that operation, has said that it does not believe that there's any hazard posed by the wastewater that's been flowing as a result of that burst. We'll get more from that company, hopefully within the hour. But someone else is joining us now to talk more about relief efforts in Jagersfontein is Dr. Imtiaz Sooliman, the founder of the Gift of the Givers organization. Doctor, we spoke to you 24 hours ago as you were mobilizing your troops, so to speak, in order to respond to this disaster. How much progress have you made?
Good afternoon. We've made excellent progress, Temekile. Our trucks have arrived from Bethlehem, from East London, and from Johannesburg. The truck from Pietermaritzburg is on its way. Distributions have already taken place in areas. We've surveyed the area. We've seen the difficulty. We've seen the hardships. We've already set up motions to get other supplies into place from other parts of the province. Let me explain it a little better. The primary need was bottled water, which we brought immediately. And in fact, my teams walked across the sludge to people who were caught up in Charlesville, who couldn't get out, who didn't move out, who couldn't get out and who couldn't move out, both types of people, because they wanted to stay in the area. As we walked to them, they took the bottled water and started drinking it immediately. They've been thirsty since yesterday morning. Right. We also made arrangements to give out food. We gave out food, we gave out blankets, and we even gave out food items in bulk for people in the area itself. And then, of course, the community hall and the church, where people have gathered, we're giving them supplies in bulk. Again, bottled water, mattresses, blankets, and food items to cook. Whilst we were doing that discussion, we realized that a lot of sheep had died. They were washed away, and those that survived, drank from the toxic liquid, and many of them got ill. They urgently need antibiotics and a special milk for the lamb. The ewes are dead, the lambs are now left without milk. So special milk is required for the lambs and antibiotics to help them from lung infection. Right. We've procured that, and we're expecting that tomorrow morning, which will then be made available to the Farmers Association to help the lamb. And
that's crucial, isn't it, Doctor? Because one of the community members is, in fact, a subsistence farmer, and she was saying that is one of the main concerns. If this is not addressed quickly, there may possibly be a longer-term ripple effect for the community, i.e. via employment or even what's available to eat.
Yes, that's very, very true. Because a large number of the animals have been washed away, and of course a large number of them have been affected by the toxicity. So whatever we can save, we need to do that. It's a long-term, you're right. It's about jobs, saving food security, and making sure that the farmers don't disappear altogether with this massive animal losses. In one of the incidents we heard, and the farmer was very, very sad. He had put all his sheep together. It was to go on auction sometime this week, and the entire the flock of sheep that was supposed to go on auction, all of the sheep were washed away. He now has nothing to sell on auction. And that has affected farmers in a large way economically, and it's a recurring problem. Like for the drought in other parts of the country, there's so many farmers have lost sheep. We can't afford to lose what's living, and we have to do everything possible to save them, and in that way save the jobs and the livelihood of people.
One last question then. You have given comment, I was looking this morning, where you were concerned about a hazard posed by the wastewater flowing from that dam. The company that runs the area says that it's convinced that there's no danger posed by that. Am I right to say that you are in possession of a different set of facts?
Yes, no, I don't agree with that. This is toxic material inside the dam. The people on site have said that the sheep have died drinking the toxic water. And more than that, which hasn't been really mentioned a lot, the fish have died in the river. The toxic product, once it went into the river, the fish have started dying and started surfacing. Now, in a normal flood, that doesn't happen. In normal rain, they survive in situation. So there's obviously some type of potent pollutant inside that water that's causing the fish to die. Some people have gone even further and said that if that river reaches other dams in the area further down, that water in those dams will become polluted, and people in those areas are going to have a problem with drinking water. So I can't see how the mining company or whoever spokesman said that it's not toxic. It's incredible to make a statement like that.
Dr. Imtiaz Sooliman, thank you as always for the work that you're doing for communities such as the people of Jagersfontein.